Okay, so the body, the mind, and the intellect, right? The BMI. Body is this physical body. Mind is the Sukshma Sharira. And then the intellect is the Buddhi. So these are called Upadhi because Upadhi is where the Brahman is expressing itself through its own power of Maya as the Jiva. This is Advait Vedanta. This theory is different from Ramanuja's Vedanta and some other, although there are similarities. We will get to those some other time. But we will need to understand Advaita before we can understand the other ones. So if the one that appears as the many, see in Vedanta, right? You've heard this before. The one appears as the many. It isn't that the one has degraded into the many. See this point. So when we consider the question of who am I, if I say I am the Brahman, Nijatmanam Brahmarupam, my own Atma, or the Atma that is there, is the Brahmarupa, Brahmaswarupa, is the one with that. That means that the Atma has not degraded ever, nor has the Brahman degraded into the Jiva. Otherwise, then the Brahman gets caught in the life and death cycle and it becomes into Agnan. So that's not the case. So the Upadhi, concept of Upadhi is that, just as the Swamiji was explaining there, that they are the equipment, the instrument through which the expression is occurring of the Brahma Tattva, of that consciousness, right? So we have that instrument all the time here. Remember the word energy always. Energy is needed for that to express, and that is Shakti. So Shakti is that expressive power that allows us to see the manifested world. Without that expressive power of the Brahman, we wouldn't perceive Prakriti at all. Either we would just be in the Brahmic state, that is I am Soham, or we would be in the dormant state of Prakriti. So either there is dormant state of Prakriti where there's no experience of any kind, or there is the oneness with the Brahman, and then that is super consciousness, Brahma, Parabrahma, etc. So interestingly, when the expression of Prakriti is there to experience what is Prakriti, the body, mind, senses, and all the energies that are given are there so we can experience Prakriti. Otherwise, we would never be able to experience Prakriti. I mean, for example, if we have electricity coming into the house, electricity is available, but unless we put the plug in and put in the different light bulbs and microwaves and I don't know, speakers, electricity expresses in hundreds of different ways through the different instruments, the different mechanisms that are present. Then we can experience the sound in the speaker. Then we can experience the light in the light bulb. In the light bulb, the light is already there, but we cannot. It's not expressed. The electricity has to activate the reaction in the light bulb. Then the light comes about. Isn't it so? The same thing is true with everything else that we use electricity for. Electricity is that raw power of the Brahman, of Akshara Brahma, that is the Prakriti, but its expression is through all of the mind-body complex upadhis that are talked about. Okay, all right, so to continue further, this point about gross matter and subtle matter is very interesting. The physical body is considered to be gross, meaning it's like substance that is considered gross matter in relation to mental activity that is subtle. But the mind is also a type of matter, but it's not physical matter. There's a substance there. So Vedanta uses the word sukshma sharira. Sukshma means subtle. So it's not something that we can perceive through our senses as a physical object, but the mind is an object of perception for the Atma. The Atma is observing the mind. But the mind is such that it is connected to the brain in the sense that the brain activity, the mind activity, is moving and is fluctuating, and that's what's giving us the experiences of life, right? So the subtle aspect of the mind, the fact that it is an object of perception, it means that the mind is something that we can master it. We are the ones who are in state of mastery. We can be in a state of mastery over it if we understand its nature thoroughly, and then use it. We can use the mind for development in the outside world. We can also retune it. It's a retuning through the different yogas, that retuning back into the Atma. So the mind is actually very close to the Atma. It's not something all that much away from it. But because of the external focus of the jiva into the outside world and all of the experiences, it loses sight of what it actually is. Okay, so I just wanted to say that.